Hello everyone, welcome SpeedGaming. This is the No Logic Summer 2022 tournament, excuse me. And if you're not familiar with what that means, No Logic means that the items are placed with no regards to beatability whatsoever. Items can be literally anywhere, and we're allowed to use many major glitches to reach them. And it looks like we're getting started. Got 300 rupees in Link's house, which is a really good start because a lot of the glitches that we'll be doing involve using potions, which are expensive. There's a map on the island. They can definitely get that right away if they want to, but they might come back for it. We'll see. And they're setting up a clip to check the hobo item. And DFS gets it pretty quick. And Akaelyne, I'll apologize to her and everyone else if you know her. I do not know how to pronounce that name, and no one was able to tell me before the race. But Akaelyne had some unfortunate luck with the guard, and it's usually best to just leave the screen when that happens, or if you don't want to try to manipulate the AI into leaving you alone, but that definitely happens. So Green Pendant, Ice Palace, that's... I mean, that... I would wish for a different dungeon to be the Green Pendant, personally. Ice is not normally a big deal to tackle in No Logic. Although you would need a Bombos or a Fire Rod to kill the boss, that's the biggest issue that they might come across if they want to do that. Okay, so we're getting complete divergence from the start. We're getting a North World and a South Shore. So that King of Burna that DFS has is a nice safety. It might come in handy, and it is his only weapon if he gets magic for right now, but it's not really a glitchy item. Tree pull for bombs is great. That's one of the best ones you can get. The bombs can be used to do a number of glitches as well, in addition to just being great to have early game. It's their only source of damage right now. DFS, I haven't seen this bomb farm in a while, but it is an option. You can do the 50-50 pushes. Just a heart on the Lumberjack. I guess DFS did not want to do the South Shore, he just wanted to do the dam and then do the approach Kakariko from the south. Small key to pod, that, I mean, that might get used, but probably they won't use it in pod. I don't know, small keys are generally a convenience item in this mode. Never really required, but they can make things quicker and easier. Akaelyne? Oh, sorry, I'm reading chat. I would like to pronounce this name correctly. Akaelyne? Oh man, I have no idea. Well, nonetheless, I'll do my best with that name. So DFS did not even go to town, he's going to desert, and I'd imagine we're going to see a quadrant glitch to get to the right side with no key required. A Fire Rod and Blind Hut is nice. And Flippers. Flippers are really good if Swamp is a crystal, otherwise it can be kind of annoying to have them because it makes certain clips harder to do, but it's kind of a niche thing, but I don't know, we'll see if those are useful or not. DFS is having a little bit of trouble setting up this glitch. The idea behind it is that you want to be exactly 1 pixel to the left from how he's lining up with the pots right there. And that puts you on the line of the invisible line that divides the quadrants in this room. And he gets shot by the BMOs, and it will desync him from those coordinates. And then when he takes a transition, the game will handle it incorrectly. And so he's able to just get into the right side with no key. And he did not back buffer to attempt to fix the camera, which is never guaranteed to work, but we're just not going to know what he got. Well, the map of Mire is one of them. Okay, Agina's cave. That's a very, very long check that is annoying. Big key to Hera. It's a very convenient key to have. As soon as they get a sword or a hammer, they might want to just get Moldorm out of the way. Moldorm is a boss that rarely survives a no-logic seed, whether he has a pendant or not. And that may come up later. We'll see why. But a lot of times you are not able to collect the prize, meaning the crystal or pendant of the dungeon, at the same time that you kill the boss. So we do what's referred to as duping the crystal. You can enter in another dungeon and then use a glitch to move to another dungeon. Just go to that boss's super tile, and then you collect the prize from the dungeon that you originally entered from. Okay. Akaelyne is also setting up the quadrant glitch, but it looks like she wants to get rid of some of these enemies first. So it's just a vanilla 10 arrows in the chicken hut. Well, she fixed the camera. I think it looked like it was just bombs. And they are forced to take a death warp to get out of there. It would be either that or save and quit or use the mirror, which they don't have. Oh, big key to Thieves Town. I missed that the first time we saw it. The Thieves Town big key is one of the cave state big keys. And what that means is that when we enter a dungeon from a cave, the game will not set a dungeon ID because the game doesn't know that you're in a dungeon. And so we can use one of those 4 keys to open big key locks, such as doors or the big chests themselves. This is interesting, and we haven't... I mean, I guess they don't have that many weapons other than bombs, but normally we see somebody go up the mountain before now. It's nice to see some variations on starting routes. Akaelyne is having a little bit of trouble with this clip. I think she wants to go to the left, but this isn't like a teleport. This is just one of those like clip jumps, or sometimes people call it a dumb jump, where you just clip in far enough where the game will automatically just throw you to the side. I don't think you need an exact pixel to do this. I just kind of, just clip into the terrain until it throws you up on top of the wall. But she's gonna do a different way, which is fine. It looks like she's setting up a down teleport to get on top of this terrain. DFS setting up a water walk, it looks like. I wonder where he's gonna go with this. Could be using the whirlpool. I can't think of anything else close by. Yep. I don't think he wanted to bonk there, but I mean, he has flippers, so the price of that mistake is a lot lower than it would have been otherwise. I think that maybe she forgot that she had flippers, or maybe not. I just that clip just works totally differently when we're just used to doing it the fake flipper way. Either way, she gets the item. Okay, just rupees on the Zora ledge. That is a notoriously annoying item location, so they might be relieved to not have to... Well, I guess they have flippers, so it doesn't matter, but it can be annoying to get that item. Especially because he wants to check Zora as well, which is definitely not a given in this mode. I think we see more people skip it than not. The red mail, I think, is pretty annoying, but yeah, he picks it up anyway. He paid for it. So, it looks like there was a sword in Ice Rod Cave. That's a really good find. And DFS, if he doesn't go back for it now, that's a pretty orphaned location, I think. Yeah, it looks like that's what he's doing. The sword is great. The super speed just makes clipping a lot easier in a lot of cases, and they can do spin YBAs, spin mirror doors, and other things. It helps with glitching. It's not just a weapon. Well, they both get their red mail, and I would want a refund personally, but I mean, such is life. She goes to get the 20 rupees too. I don't know, that kind of amuses me. I think most people would skip it. DFS is going to get his green pendant info as well here. So we do have a crystal at Eastern, and we already knew Desert was a crystal, I think. The Eastern may or may not prove to be a problem depending on these runners' individual knowledge and if a bow ever appears. The Desert is not going to be difficult to tackle though. All they need is a bottle or the mirror or well, a number of things will allow them to reach the boss. The Key of Swamp is a nice fetch quest. It looks like we're not getting the King's Tomb juke, which is fine, but it's a very popular thing to do in this mode because it's door glitches are not typically allowed in most formats. Early Hyrule Castle play, or maybe just Uncle, we'll see. DFS is into Hera. I'm gonna at least check the first. Actually, he will probably complete this because he has the big key. I guess he doesn't want to. Sword in the Uncle passage, that's really nice. A Master Sword isn't the greatest, but it is technically enough to beat the game, assuming, you know, they fulfill their other requirements. And, as many people have pointed out, the swords are dupable. They could tree warp both of those swords if they want to. I don't think we're going to see that, but it's certainly possible. Hey, DFS is making a very brave play here to not Death Warp in the pit. The boulders will still do 1 heart of damage to him, even with the red mail. The boulders do not care what kind of armor you have. But he will be slightly protected from the dead rocks, as you can see. But he got some favorable boulder RNG, fortunately for him. Okay, we're getting a Death Warp, so I'm assuming she's going to check Dark Cross. I don't know what else she would be doing here. I don't know, if I was doing a castle play like this, I would have definitely have approached the castle from the north. Using a clip, you could go directly to Aga Tower and get more checks, especially considering that she got the castle tower key in Mini Moldorm Cave, but there are reasons why you might want to save that key. But I don't know. Not everybody goes for that kind of approach to the castle, and those checks are a little bit time consuming, but it is an option they had available. DFS struggling a little bit with his out of bounds clip. I think he was trying to go to King's Tomb. It's a very specific input where you have to, after you start falling, you have to hold up left and then roll to up without letting go of the D-pad while you're as soon as you hit the ground. It looks like he's not doing that anymore. He's just going up the mountain. And we're getting, it looks like Akaelyne missed the quick hop. So she has to do the backup to get into the old man rescue cave. It looks like she knows how to do it, though. Yep, she gets it. That's a good backup to know. Not sure that everyone's aware of that. I had to definitely mess around with that when I was learning what is referred to as the new DMA, which it just bypasses the need to have the glove to lift the rock. And DFS is teleporting into the clouds. This is a convenient way to get around the hammer requirement for the mountain. And this is what I was talking about with the flippers making clipping annoying here. He could still do this. There's a few different ways, but this is really annoying. Okay, yeah, he knows how to set it up. That was well done. It didn't take him that long. Akaelyne is going to Hera, I think. Yep, not just a camera, correct. For anyone that's not super familiar with glitches modes, you'll see the runners go into Hera a lot, even if they're not doing anything there, because entering a dungeon or any multi-entrance cave, that was something you would call a connector in like an entrance mode, that will correct the camera for you. So that's the most common way to climb the mountain quickly, is to just do a clip to Hera. And it looks like she is actually going to clear it out, which I agree with. I am really surprised DFS did not, but I mean, there are advantages to waiting, but the Master Sword I don't think makes too much of a difference versus Fighter Sword, but an argument could be made either way. Well, Tempered Sword is in the tower, so that was definitely good of her to just go on up. Oh, well, it's going to be Master Sword for DFS if he doesn't visit the Uncle, though. And the Uncle can get put off for quite a long time in glitched modes. As we like to get the Mire first, because you can combine the castle checks with Pyramid Fairy and the Pyramid Ledge items just to get 3 additional checks out of your trip. The lamp. The lamp is very useful, and it's not for seeing in the dark for us. I'm not sure how familiar these runners are with mis-slotting, which can lead to hook pushing or overworld conveyor if they have the items to set that up. But the lamp is a very, very powerful item, because it manipulates a value in the game known as the search index, which allows us to put items into slots in the memory where they aren't supposed to go, and that can have a variety of effects. So just a pendant for Hera, but like I said, Moldorm rarely survives on no logic seeds, so it's convenient to have Moldorm killed already if they're going to dupe crystals in Hera, which is easy to do for a lot of dungeons. And DFS is trying to set up that clip I was talking about, where you can go directly to Aga Tower or any of the doors on top of the castle, but it looks like he's just a little bit too high up, or he's not getting deep enough. I try to use, like, the hilt of the sword as a cue. Okay, he gets it. Oh, Mire and Spec Rock. I'm surprised we didn't see that earlier. Mire is such a good item, and it's even more powerful because they don't have any bottles yet, or the Moon Pearl. The Mire can be used for a variety of strong effects, and it is convenient for routing as well. But hopefully we'll see some good use of that, see some mirror wraps, mirror doors, and some other things. And since Pod is available to them anytime they want to go there, regardless of their equipment, it only takes a bomb to get to Pod in a glitched mode. They can combine Pod with Eastern very easily now, if they want to do that. And if they get a bottle or some other kind of glitchy transportation item, well, they could use the Mire even though it's not quite as good. But you could go from Eastern into Mire. And from Mire, they could go to Hera, which, I mean, isn't that advantageous in this seed right now, but they could. Or they could just use the Mire to finish off Desert as well. So they have a lot of options available, even though we haven't seen that many items yet. I wouldn't be surprised if the Moon Pearl doesn't show up in the Light World, that one of them will probably go to clear out Skullwoods, just because the Fire Rod and the swords that are easily available will make it a simple task to do so, especially with the red armor. So Akaelyne gets her lamp as well. So it looks like they've done all the checks that are easy to make. They are going to have to make a decision now where to go. And usually the easiest decision to make would be like Pod or Skullwoods, like I said, but I wonder where she's going. The Thieves' Town is a popular play, but since they don't have any bottles right now, the only way to do the Thieves' Town play really is to do a notoriously difficult double bomb juke in the door where DFS just was. And I don't know if these runners know that, but it is an option. So look, Akaelyne is checking the mushroom. Just 20 rupees, and she's safe scumming it. This is interesting. So there's been some recent debate in the glitched community about the impact of doing a fake powder ledge dash, which will allow you to fake powder without having the Canis Samaria or wasting all your magic. And the reason why that could be important is because that can also manipulate the search index. I don't know if these two know that or are able to take advantage of that, but I just find it amusing that the mushroom safe scum, and considering the recent talk about fake powder being a thing for more than just checking the magic bat. So, Akaelyne did a clip called the Kiki Yeet, which is a shortcut to get into the Spectacle Rock Cave, and now she's doing the Kiki Skip, which is going to take her directly into the Palace of Darkness basement, as you can see. A bottle, that's very nice to have. As, some of the most powerful glitches involve using potions indoors. They will take you to a place that you probably wouldn't expect if you've never seen that before. It's a glitch called the Yu Suhara's Bottle Adventure, or YBA. And it's very rare to see a no logic seed completed without the use of any bottles, even though we have seen it in this tournament. That was an extremely unusual seed, I would say. Another bottle on Bombo's tablet as well. Alright, so this seed is, you know, not that stingy. They just had to look a little bit around. I mean, the more popular glitches, typically like hook pushing and other things like that, which can also allow you to bypass a lot of item requirements, but the bottles are the more traditional way of doing a no logic seed, and they have two easily available to them with the Mire as well. So that's a good sign for the ease of completing the seed, considering they already have a fire source and multiple swords available as well. Moon Pearl and Pod, that is very convenient. It's by no means required, but it can make things very more efficient. Very much more efficient, I should say. I apologize for poor syntax. Looks like DFS is going for the bomb juke to King's Tomb here. Misses it, decides he doesn't want to waste his time on it. I mean, that's fair. He could check it from on top of the mountain as well if he wants to, or he could just forget about it entirely, as is easy to do. But he could even swim to it as well if he wants to. I wonder if he's going to check the mushroom as well, or what he's about to do. Yeah, this is just a mushroom check, but yeah, this swim clip, which I don't think either of them have done in this seed, but it's a very popular way of bypassing certain requirements. They could use it to get to the back of Escape if they want to. They could use it to get into King's Tomb as well. I think he just bought a potion and did not check the mushroom, which is definitely something I've done before. Yeah, to address something brought up in chat, this is a double rods preset, meaning that there are 2 of each rod in the item pool, and the reasons for that are because since the items are placed with no regards to beatability at all, and this tournament does require that all the crystal bosses be defeated, and not just the collection of the crystal, the rods are a safeguard, or the double rods, I should say, are a safeguard against unbeatability it being a possibility, which is very unlikely. It also balances out route divergence between the runners, since they have access to so much of the game more easily than you would see in a normal seed. The divergence can be quite heavy at times, so one-off check, swinging a race would be less interesting, so that is another reason for the double rods being a thing. I think DFS is also setting up his Kiki skip and misses it. I'm not familiar with the setup he's doing, but I'm sure he'll get it soon. It can be a little frustrating sometimes. Yeah, it looks like they both did the teleport method, which I don't know how to set that up. The way I do it, you just clip directly through the wall. So Akaelyne is reloading Pod. So now she was in cave state before, but since she entered through the front door just now, she is in Pod state. And she's setting up a statue drag to Helmasaur by storing the statue pulling animation by mirroring out during the animation. And she's going to use that statue pulling animation to bypass this transition without triggering it. And so once that happens, the camera is going to be messed up, and she's going to manipulate it, and she's going to end up inside the boss's room using only bombs. She used the mirror as well, but there's another setup that doesn't even require the mirror as well. And that was very smooth. That was nicely done. I love that, just holding the bomb directly in front of his face. If you have armor, you might as well. There's no risk of missing the bomb that way. It was a pretty quick fight. TR small, and a crystal. TR smalls can be nice to have. They can be used in other places as well sometimes, like GT or maybe Mire, if they know how to get there. Or if you don't have Samaria, it's very nice to have one key to open the last door in Turtle Rock, because you can use that to set up a double YBA if you don't have Samaria. If you have Samaria, you can just delete the door. So looks like she did not want to check out Eastern after pod, which is fine. Let's see where we're going now. Okay, into the Dark World with our nice new Moon Pearl. Yeah, this makes sense. Eastern checks are kind of slow if you're not planning to take that play anywhere else. So we get crystals at Mire, which is could be bad news depending on the medallion. Crystal at Skullwoods is good because that's a really fast clear with the fire rod. And Tempered Sword, Red Mail. Akaelyne did what we call the TR climb. This is just a way to get across the mountain. And we're getting a Super Bunny Cave check. Okay, it looks like she's setting up a clip to get into the back of Hookshot Cave. This is a screen wrap. Basically, she's going to end up on the floating island and just to go in the back door, so she doesn't need the glove to get in there. And there are a few reasons why you might want to do this. I do not know if she knows how to hover or not, but she can definitely get at least one item there. And also the door in the north can be used to go to GT. They're using a potion. Looks like she just wanted the one item check. Which is fair. Where are we going now? Oh, DFS looks like he's setting up a wrong warp to Hera. Use a red or blue potion in this door, and then back out a little bit before you transition. It sets up the pit destination in the room that he's already in to send him to Hera. And he's trying to bomb himself onto the pixel, which is definitely not necessary, but... Or is he trying to juke the door? I'm not sure what he's doing. He gives up on it for now. Or is he maybe just farming more bombs? But meanwhile, Akaelyne did a screen wrap to get to Laser Bridge. So 4 items here. Pretty quick. Thank you, chat, for addressing other questions in chat. I appreciate that. I can't keep up with everything. But what they're saying is correct about the cave state big keys. Certain ones allow you to do that. You open big chests and big key doors. DFS is doing the mirrorless setup for the statue drag to Helmasaur. The ether tablet is just a heart container. It looks like DFS got what I consider to be the difficult part of the trick, and now he just needs to correctly manipulate the camera and step on the switch. I've never seen anyone take quite those motions, but he gets it though. Akaelyne is doing a Death Mountain descent. I didn't think I'd be seeing this in this tournament is someone is doing the no glitches check for Graveyard Ledge. I mean, you definitely can do it if you want to. Don't remember if anything was here or not. Nope. DFS putting red mail to the test, but he gets the fight done. I'm gonna get King's Tomb as well from Akaelyne. I don't think we've seen this from either runner, because DFS tried it twice, 2 different methods to get here, and didn't do it. Right near Skull Woods and hasn't done it yet. That's pretty convenient, but there's another one of those fetch quest big keys. Okay, the bumper ledge check is just 20 rupees. That item is very easy to access if you have the Moon Pearl and are familiar with Overworld glitches, but today it's nothing. Looks like she's going straight for the back, which makes sense. You know it's a crystal. See what items are in the back first, so you could decide if you want to check the front. Oh, getting wall mastered. Yeah, that definitely happens. And just the heart container in the big key chest. Where's DFS going? He could use those bottles to complete desert if he wants to, but he's doing something else. Oh, I mean, I guess he just doesn't want to pay for bombs. So this is a little time consuming, but it's a choice that you can make. Another pod small in the back of Skull Woods. Bad luck with the fire snake. That room can be annoying. So I think we're getting an Ice Palace play from DFS. I don't know why else he would be here. Yeah, he's setting up a bomb snap. This is a common way of bypassing the suction of an auto door. And he gets a quick YBA. So he's in Ice Palace in cave state. But he's probably just going to reload the dungeon because there's Ice Palace is just annoying to navigate. So it's usually you just want to reload the dungeon before you clear it. That way when you get to the boss, you can actually get whatever the prize is. If he has a second potion, a red or a blue, he can access the boss without need of glove or hammer, but we'll have to see what he wants to do. I get a pretty quick moth fight from Akaelyne. Map of GT is very worthless, but the crystal is required. And DFS is not reloading the dungeon, I don't think, unless he's just farming the bomb. I don't know, maybe he just doesn't care about clearing it because it's a pendant. I don't know what he's thinking right now. But it is the green pendant, so the boss has more value than normal for a pendant. So we get to see the fast fire bars since he is in cave state, not ice palace state. Dueling bomb jumps. DFS gets his ice palace bomb jump. A flute and skullwoods. It's a nice convenience item. Fastest way to get to the potion shop. Although I tend to forget that I have the flute sometimes and just end up running to places, but if you're, very aware of what you're doing, you could definitely save time with the flute in a lot of cases, especially early enough. It looks like DFS took an unfortunate fall and has to do this again, and his hover attempt was not successful. Honestly, I would just bail. He has no health anymore, and this... he really wants to do this, but he can't get to the boss anymore unless he happens to find a hammer and a glove in here. Yeah, he's not getting onto the right pixel for this bomb jump. I'm not really familiar with the sprite, but I could see that he's not near the last pixel of the ledge. Yeah, this is unfortunate. Well, he's now forced to leave that or just go flip the switch before he continues. Well, I guess he could hover one more time. It doesn't consume health if you succeed at hovering, but takes an unfortunate death, though. Hopefully he just, resets and gets his potions back, or... Yeah, well... That is unfortunate. It's definitely going to be time loss for him, because he didn't... I don't think he found anything in the Pengator chest, so... He's going to have to decide what he wants to do now. Looks like we're getting Eastern from Akaelyne. Just doing a teleport to set up a nice little screen wrap. This is a very common shortcut. The DFS also going to Eastern, it looks like. So I didn't see where it was, but Akaelyne has the EP big key, which isn't particularly that helpful because she doesn't have the bow, but it could come in handy later. Well, more importantly, right now, the reason why that could be helpful is if she has a potion, a red or a green, or if she wants to use the mirror, she could do a glitch in one of the doors that will take her to Mire. And since she'll be in Eastern State, but in Mire, she can use that big key to open doors there, and the big chest as well. Oh wait, she has the bow? I missed that. I'm sorry, I am... Yeah, okay, I apologize. I'm not paying enough attention. If she has the bow, she can just clear it. But she also could go to Mire still, which would be a good, combo for this play. The bow on Sick Kid, how did... I don't know, I guess he just forgot. It's an easy thing to do, because DFS definitely was in Kakariko with a bottle recently. So I see powder and a boomerang so far out of Eastern, which... The powder is less helpful than it would be because we have the lamp. And the blue boomerang can be used to help modify variables for hook pushing. But they don't have the hook shot yet. And I don't even know if these runners actually know how to do that, but the boomerang has quite a bit more value than in a no glitches seed if you know how to use it in combination with other items. So we're getting desert from DFS. Looks like he was having a little trouble deciding where he wanted to go for a little bit there. I'm surprised she walked all the way around to that chest. There's a glitch you can do in the first room of Eastern. That it would have been really quick to do because she has the mirror. She could have checked the big key chest that way, but I don't know if she's familiar with bomb jukes. They can be a little annoying, but that particular door is not that bad though. So DFS went to the back to steal a key, but one other thing that's important is as he changed his last super tile transition. Instead of the staircase fade out, it was just a regular door transition. So when he does this spin YBA that he's setting up right now, it will not cause a VRAM corruption. Which is less fun for us to watch, but it's certainly makes the fight easier. And probably faster. For most people, I should say. We have seen some pretty incredible VRAM landmo kills in this tourney with Silver Arrows and Fire Rod. Compass of Ice Palace, and both of them get a crystal. I wonder if Akaelyne is going to go to Mire from here, if she has a potion to do so. She could use the mirror, but that can result in some unstable transitions. Now she's fluting away. I am a little bit surprised because that would be a fast way to check the Mire medallion, or you could just get checks inside Mire. Oh, she did not have a potion. I see now. But the Mire medallion has to be weighing on their minds since, well, at least one of them knows it's a crystal. The Mire medallion is notoriously one of the most time-consuming and difficult items to skip in a no-logic seed. It's not required, but you really want to have it, though. So looks like we're getting Hera from DFS. He's going to pick up his Tempered Sword, and I'm not sure if there was anything else good here, but it can be good to get Moldorm out of the way if you want to do crystals at Hera later, which they might end up doing. And Akaelyne is going to do her Landmo fight with probably with the green potion she just bought. So did anyone see where the Eastern Big Key was? Was that in Skull Woods or? Yeah, I don't remember. Well, either way, the Eastern Big Key is a huge, like, convenience item. They would have been able to unlock the door without it, but it would have been way slower to do so. Oh, King's Tomb. Well, that's really unfortunate for DFS, because we saw him make 2 attempts to get there. One of them was a DM Descent, and the other one was the Bomb Juke from Mini Moldorm, and he soft-locked the first time, and then the second time he just missed it and decided he didn't want to try for it. So Akaelyne successfully gets her Spin YBA to Landmo. She's going to get her crystal as well. The DFS into the Dark World. Probably going to clear out Skull Woods. Yeah, That mirror is a very good point. I am shocked that DFS did not check the inside of Spectacle Rock Cave, especially considering like it. If you haven't checked it yet, it's on the way to pod. Like even if you missed it the first time, you could always go like route it back in. But he already did pod and like everything else on the left side of the mountain. DFS's one advantage is the second bottle off of Bombo's tablet that Akaelyne could have got before she went to do the Landmo fight. It is a little bit out of the way, but yeah, I mean, you're the only time she's going to be close to that again is possibly when she goes to Mire, or they might approach Swamp from the front door since they have the flippers and the mirror, but that is not a common route in this mode, though. You know, she knows Swamp is a crystal, so having the flippers is definitely. I mean, it could be helpful. We still don't have the hook shot. Not that they need that either, particularly, but it helps. Okay, so Akaelyne just did a YBA from the Uncle Passage, and now she's in the basement of Thieves Town in Cave State. I didn't really mention this, but in addition to having the Cave State big key to open up the big key locks, like any small key locks, they can just open without the need for anything else. Because just the way the game is coded, it's pretty arbitrary. So it just kind of an oversight that we take advantage of by with the way the key counter is displayed. Basically, it just allows us to have as many keys as we want. They use the value -1, which for some reason equals 255, but the value -1 for some reason tells the HUD to not display any keys because they weren't expecting us to use keys in caves. So the doors can just be opened if you're in cave state. Also looked like Akaelyne got the stair suction glitch, which happens if you don't set up a key dash and do the stair drag cancel, which is something I often forget. I'm a fairly new no logic player myself. But meanwhile, DFS is getting his crystal from Skullwoods. The TR big key is convenient to have, as even if they don't use it to get to Trinex, it makes them require one less potion to do the lava dive if they want to do that with potions from the middle door or the big chest door. And the lava dive is a glitch that takes you directly to the Agatu fight that we are certainly going to see later from at least one of them. Yeah, the Mire big key is only good if they find the Mire medallion. Otherwise, that key cannot be used at all. But it is an interesting point that they have it, or at least Akaelyne has it. If I was her, I would be dying to know what the Mire medallion is. But it looks like she is working her way south. You saw her mirror from the Dark World to the Dark World. That's because she was in what is known as the fake Dark World. Because she did not do a world transition to enter the Dark World, the game still considered her to be in the Light World. She accessed the Village of Outcasts by doing a glitch in the Uncle Passageway to get to Thieves Town and then walked out the front door. So mirroring will change your world state. So if she had screen transitioned without using the mirror, it would have taken her to the light world instead. So that was good of her to remember to do that. It's not really a common mistake, but it is an easy mistake to make. And I'm a little bit surprised that she... Oh, never mind. Thieves' Town's a pendant. Yeah, I'm not surprised that she didn't beat the dungeon then. Just did a bunch of item checks. Big Key to Desert is a little too late, but it is a fetch quest if they get desperate for items. And meanwhile, DFS back in Eastern, or actually first time in Eastern for him, even though he looks like he approached it before and then changed his mind. He's decided to go in this time. But okay, so he does have the big key, it looks like, but he did not get the bow offset kit unless I'm mistaken, so I wonder where he's going to go with this play. Like I mentioned before, Mire is a common play after Eastern. Glove and Hype Cave, that is a convenience item. It's not really required if you have a fair bit of game knowledge, but it can, well, it might, it's one of the only ways to get certain checks, but she already orphaned, like, the main thing I can think of you would use the glove to check, which is checkerboard. She could route that back in with Bombo's tablet as well if she wants to. If she's not familiar with the swim clip, to get to the back of escape, she could use it to check that as well, and that is faster than doing the swim clip. Right now she's setting up a FOT, or a funny auto walk thing. She's gonna jump onto the transition of the screen without triggering it, and when you move, like while you're standing on the transition, you get what's called an auto walk. And this is bypassing the requirement of the hammer. You see how she's like ignoring collision during the auto walk, ignoring the fact that there's water that she should be swimming in. The DFS is setting up the YBA to Mire. It looks like she is giving us a swim clip, alright. This style of swim clipping, surprisingly, is not that difficult. And it has a lot of applications all around the world you could use it for. Right now she's using it to check the Pyramid Fairy item without opening the door with the bomb. She could have done this with the mirror as well, but they would have taken a while to set up. And since she already did Hyrule Castle, that's not a very efficient way to do so. So she just swims into the door and then exits, dash turns out, and the Moon Pearl gives her a water walk. So you're going to see when she leaves that she's going to splash out, even though she's standing on ground right now. So it's confirming that she was in a water walk state. Okay, is this a castle tower check? So, I missed what happened with DFS. I'm guessing he missed his YBA and went back to the potion shop. Which is unfortunate. Like, this is a lot of time that he can't afford to be giving up right now. Okay, the castle tower is maybe a little bit of a bust there, but probably she just wanted to do it because she was in the area. This guard is annoying. Okay, she's gonna do a teleport to use this portal by Link's house without the hammer. So you can just teleport and then jump off of the wall, use the portal, and then you set up a bomb clip to get out. I like to clear out all the grass in this area, and sometimes the enemies too, depending on the RNG, because if you don't clear out all the grass, there can be one of those annoying skulls in the grass that will bonk you when you're, and if you don't have a lot of bombs, like that can be like very annoying when that happens. But she had favorable RNG and did not bonk on a skull, and she got the bomb clip very nicely. That trick is fairly precise. I'm not sure if it's pixel perfect or not, but it's definitely not free. Okay, checkerboard cave has the red boomerang, and she says no, thank you. The red boomerang does have its uses, but I mean, if she already has the blue boomerang, but the sparkles of the red boomerang can be used to miss-slot for some things, but at least she doesn't need it, I'm guessing. So Quake being the Mire medallion is really good news. She can just clear it, not normally, because she doesn't have Samaria, but if we didn't have that medallion and they didn't find it, there would be a very long process involved to obtain the Mire crystal. Like, beating the boss would not have been an issue, but the crystal itself would have been a lengthy endeavor to undertake. Well, I wonder if she's gonna go to Bombo's tablet after this, though. And, because with only one bottle and the mirror, I mean, yeah, actually, yeah, she can do the boss if she has a red or possibly green. I'm not sure. I've always used a red potion for the first YBA. For the way that you would get to the boss without the correct, like the normal items. But she can use the mirror for the second glitch, like 100% for sure, though. And she has a key. She needs to not waste that key if she wants to get to the boss, because she didn't go all the way through Castle Tower and unlock the door. Oh, she's using it. So the reason why I'm saying that is because we normally do like 2 YBAs to get to the boss if we don't have Samaria or the big key, and the first one takes you actually into Castle Tower, but you'll still be in Mire state. It will take you to the room after Circle of Pots, and you have to unlock the door with a small key. You have to bring it with you, or else you can't really do it. And then you do a north spin YBA or spin mirror door from the Circle of Pots room, and it takes you directly into Vitreous' room from there. But since she could get the key from the right side, though, still, because she came in with one. So as long as she saves that key, she can still do the boss, depending on what kind of potion she has. I see a little bit of discussion in chat. I'm sorry, I can't quite keep up with all of it, but yeah, they definitely do not need the hook shot, even though Swamp is a crystal. There are a variety of ways to reach Argus's boss room, and the glitchy ways of doing that, it will allow you to enter with an unlocked camera, and from there, you just need to manipulate the boss into going into like one side of the room. Like, usually I do it all the way against the top wall. Once he's in the top, and then you scroll the screen to the bottom. Once his puffs are off screen, it will start the second phase of the fight. So the hook shot is not required, although it can be a very dangerous fight without the hook shot because of what happens with the puffs. Since they go off screen and come back, it's possible that you could just take damage like every time that Argus like jumps up and down off the screen, which is very annoying. But they have red mail and the Cane of Burna, so it's not going to be an issue. But if you have like a different loadout that's not quite as well protected, it definitely can be a dangerous fight. Another discussion in chat, getting to Argus sucks. Well, DFS could get to Argus if he has the mirror from, if he got the mirror from Spectacle Rock, I should say. Because there's a double YBA you can do that will take you from Desert to Swamp, and then you can do a spin YBA or a spin mirror door. Actually, they could swim there as well. But actually, that wouldn't give them the unlocked that I don't know if the camera would be unlocked, actually. They might not be able to do that. They could get to the room, but that might not help them. I've never done it that way without the hook shot. So I'm guessing probably not. Oh, the camera will still be unlocked? Okay. So both of them can definitely get... Well, actually, not for Akaelyne. We'll have more trouble getting there than DFS, actually. Because you definitely need Samaria or 2 bottles to do the glitch I was talking about that will take you from desert to swamp. Well, it's 2 separate glitches, but both will achieve essentially the same thing. So, Akaelyne clipped from Mire into Hera, and I'm not sure why. Oh, never mind, I see. She's unlocking Swamp, which is a very interesting decision considering she only has that 1 key. She might have a plan. I don't know for sure. There are other ways you can get small keys into Mire, but I have to say I don't agree with this decision. It might be because I just don't understand what she's thinking. There could be another way to do this, but like if it were me, I definitely think that that small key would be better spent getting to the Vitreous fight and getting it out of the way, because it's easier to get a key into Hera than into Mire. And the fact that they already have a Hera small key they could use to unlock Swamp, I just don't understand what the reasoning is for this. And she's also struggling with this bomb clip as well, which is notoriously obnoxious. I'm not familiar with the setup she's doing. The way I know how to do it involves just buffering to the right once. Well, she gets it. You buffer to the right once, then dash left into the bomb, and then you have to buffer up the 4 pixels after that, and then do the teleport. But she gets it regardless. So she used the 1 key to unlock the door, grabs the second one to unlock this door. If she uses this last key on the front door, I'm not sure what her plan for Mire is going to be after that. I guess she could do Mire from Castle Tower, but that's slow, and I don't know why you would want to do that. Or you could just get bailed out with a small key to this dungeon, which was technically a swamp small, but since she's in Mire state, that's now a Mire small. I have to say that she was very lucky that that key was there. I have no idea if she even had any options to get a key back into Mire that were quick. It's definitely doable, but none of those options would have been like quick to do though. And her options for getting to Vitreous without hook pushing like would have been fairly limited. She would have either had to climb Castle Tower to the Circle of Pots room, or use a key in the manner I had just described earlier. To set up the double YBA, or the YBA into a spin mirror door, in her case. But she's setting up a mirror wrap. This is going to take her to Ice Palace, and I don't know why she's going to Ice Palace. She knows it's a green pendant. And she, unfortunately, because her route... Well, I mean, she still could have done it, because Swamp wasn't that far away, but she's orphaning Bombo's tablet, which we know is the second bottle, and it would be extremely helpful for completing this seed. But even though DFS is definitely behind, he has more capability of completing this seed because he has 2 bottles, and he just got his mirror as well. And she is struggling on this mirror wrap. I mean, the inputs are the same as like a YBA. You just push the direction towards the screen transition and Y on the same frame, and she gets it, but it looked like she was trying to stand on the pixel or something, but anyway, she got it, and now she's, even though the camera's messed up, she's inside the Ice Palace courtyard. She's just looking for the door right now. The mirror wrap is one of my favorite glitches. I just think it looks cool. Question in chat: is it possible to soft lock yourself with if you misuse your keys? I mean, technically yes, but I would say most people that play no logic have enough game knowledge that they can, if they make a mistake with their keys, they usually have a way around it. Like these ways are usually not like very quick, or they might involve finding other items to help you. But I would say it's unlikely that that would happen, but it's certainly possible. I mean, if you don't, it just depends on your game knowledge. I would say that's highly unlikely. If anyone that has enough confidence to enter a no logic tournament probably has enough game knowledge to, even if you misuse your keys, to find a way around it. But I definitely have like miscounted keys and made some mistakes in some of my own seeds, and you just have to have a plan. Or you can make a backup plan after the mistake if you can't reset or don't want to, or for whatever reason. But yeah, the rules of this tournament allow so many powerful glitches that that situation would be very unlikely to arise. Looks like we're gonna actually get to see if anything interesting is in Ice Palace, because DFS tried valiantly to clear this gap without, you know, putting the pegs down, but who did not do it. Looks like we're getting a powder check. I'm not sure if we saw this from either runner yet. He's setting up a screen wrap to not have to use the hammer to access the magic bat. Small key to pod. Definitely not really worth the time of that whole animation and the clip it took him to get here, but he didn't know that, though. So, looks like we're gonna get iced tea from Akaelyne as well. So I wonder where these ice rods are. There are two of them somewhere. I guess it's good that DFS was unable to do Ice Palace. I mean, assuming he doesn't go back there. I don't think she found anything. The back of Escape, this is new. Like DFS is gonna get his Hype Cave glove as well. Another bottle, that's really good. I think the only thing Akaelyne really needs is an ice rod right now. I'm very confident that she knows the double YBA to try next, so she won't need Samaria to reach the boss. So where are we going now? I think DFS is gonna do Swamp. Or at least what he can, well, which is not much if he's entering from the front. He can get two checks without the hammer. If he entered Swamp from Hera, he could use his small key to unlock it. And he could also flood the middle section without needing the hammer. It's a bit time consuming, but this could be just something he wants to do while he's in the area. Oh yeah, he can only do one check, that's right, because we saw the Swamp Small was in Swamp. My mistake. Maybe he just wanted to do the one check while he was in the area. And I get another bomb clip from Akaelyne. Nicely done. No, DFS, don't do it. Don't go back to Ice Palace. Yeah, so DFS is setting up the same mirror app we already saw from Akaelyne. I don't know any other reason he would be on this terrain right now. Yeah, he's doing it. I don't know, maybe we'll get a green pendant info, or what, you know, what item is actually on it, rather. Both of them walked past the door. That's kind of funny. Even though it's an easy mistake to make, it just amuses me. The DFS is giving us the lobby bomb clip. Oh, misses it. That's a shame. I think he's standing too far forward. I'm not. This looks like my setup, but not correct. But meanwhile, Akaelyne is setting up the double YBA to Vitreous. She needs to do a red YBA in the store, or at least I use a red. I can't remember if you can use a green or not for this, but so then she needs to back out of the door a couple frames or so. Okay, she does it, because if she had done that spacing incorrectly, it would have despawned the sprites, and that would have been really bad. So then she uses her key to unlock the door. And so in this north door, which is another annoying auto door, she can do a spin YBA with a green. Technically, she could do a red too, or she could use the mirror. And she gets it. And now we are in the Vitreous fight. And since she entered from Mire, this will fulfill both requirements for Mire, getting the crystal and killing the boss, which is very convenient. It's definitely not a given in this mode. Okay. Just a piece of heart. So now that Akaelyne has 2 bottles and the mirror, if I was her, I would just try to tackle Swamp next, because she just needs an ice rod, and if that's on the way, that will obviously be most convenient. I think she's checking the big chest right now. I don't know what else she can do here, because she doesn't have potions to do the YBA to Swamp right now. DFS is exploring Ice Palace. He's gonna get all of his nothing. Well, he might defeat the boss. If he has a blue or red potion, he can definitely get to the boss. Oh, she's doing Blockbuster? What? Okay, so this is a fairly new tech, which I have not learned, but you do... I'm guessing it's like a frame-perfect mirror block erase. It stores the block or whatever, the ghost block, and she's gonna take this stored block into Checkerboard Cave, and then have to do some like buffering And if she gets it right after that, it's going to take her to the Hammerpeg's cave. And that will give her one more item. And I'm not going to comment about how long this is taking because I don't know how to do this, and it's probably difficult. Does that still work if she uses the mirror like that to change worlds? Because normally we see the runners will just run around and teleport. Oh, she's getting it. Nice. Just a heart container. Want. Well, props to her for doing that. And I didn't know you could actually use the mirror for its intended purpose. Like, well, the block erase was still stored. That's interesting. And she's getting her third bottle, which, you know, could be helpful, but it's not what she needs right now. She just needs an ice rod. I think probably her plan is to go buy potions. Then after that, she's going to go back to desert so that she can go to swamp. And she can check. There are 3 item checks she could do in swamp in addition to the boss. So I guess 4. And if the ice rod is not in any of those, then I would probably go to GT because there's a bajillion items in GT. Because we know the ice rod's not on Laser Bridge, and the rest of TR is slow to clear without the Samaria. If you even can get to any other checks other than the middle. Yeah, I didn't even see that she did the Blockbuster unbuffered, because my stream had a little hiccup. I don't know if it was my internet or Discord or what the issue was. Like, I just saw, like, she was there and she was getting it. That's pretty crazy. So it looks like she's going to GT. I don't know why else she would be in here. I mean, there are a lot of item checks here. Maybe she doesn't know how to do that. She can do swamp with these items. I don't think that's true, though. She probably knows. It's just she's betting against it. Alright, so now she's in the water Armos fight. Yes, because there is no ice here, because they're in cave state. And also you can see the Armos physics are definitely not regular. Nice free heart container. So that's the boss defeated flag. Oh, hey, well that's convenient. Ice Rod GT Big Chest. And she's, not that she's playing badly or anything, but some of these item placements have been pretty lucky. Like that, especially that small key earlier. Because I definitely think the more common play is what I said, where you do the crystals you can do first, and then if you still can't find your Go Mode item, then you go to GT. I think that is more common routing, but she found Ice Rod anyway, so that's good for her. Okay, 2 reds, 3 reds. So 2 of the reds will allow her to do the double YBA in the desert key door to take her to the. It's going to take her to the back of swamp in the diver down room. And from there, she could either progress to the back the normal, boring way, or she could set up another YBA, or a spin YBA rather, or a spin mirror door in the statue room. that will take her directly to the boss. Well, she's not going there either. Why are we in Hera? I'm confused. Did she not unlock the front door of Swamp with her extra key? I'm pretty sure she did. DFS is hovering hookshot cave, and he got the mitts, which are not really that great in this mode, but yeah, I mean it's convenient. I don't know why she's setting up this clip to Swamp. I could have sworn she already unlocked the door. Because we saw her do this earlier when she was in Mire state. She clipped from the Mire torches room to Hera, and then she set up this teleport, which she got. Oh, she's flooding it. I don't know why she's doing this. She definitely doesn't need to do this to get to the back of Swamp. I'm very confused. Because she has Ice Rod, and Fire Rod, and Tempered Sword. And with those 3 bottles, I am pretty confident everyone in this tournament knows the double YBA to Trinex. So I don't know what she's doing. Because if she progresses through Swamp, like normally, I guess she still could do the spin YBA or the spin Mirador in the same door, and she would be able to do the hookless Argus fight, but, I don't know, I'm just surprised. I've never seen anyone do it this way. Because she has more than enough money to do potions, like, to get there from Desert, which is definitely faster. But maybe she's not familiar with the double YBA from Desert. That's the only thing I can think of why you would do it this way. DFS is getting his Ice Rod right now, which is good news. He should consider himself to be in go mode now. Just leave, DFS. Just leave. Don't do this. You're in go mode. Hammer? That's kind of funny. Like, that doesn't really do anything for him. But unless he wants to do Swamp the way Akaelyne's doing, then he could just enter through the front. Well, actually, that's not even true, because the Swamp, we know the Swamp Small is behind that door. So he would have to unlock it from Hera the same way she did already earlier. I'm really confused with what both of these runners are doing. Are we getting a left side Swamp play as well as some extra checks in GT? Because I think there's a way she could get to the back of Swamp without the hook shot this way, but I don't know what that way is. I'm very confused. Well, whatever she's doing, she changed her mind. It looked like she was setting up a YBA or something in that door. Like, I'm not sure what that would have accomplished. Yeah, I mean, I guess she could have got to... Yeah, I don't know. I've never seen anyone do that. Because I assure you all watching this that they have the items they need to complete the seed, but there might be a bit of a lack of knowledge of some of these YBAs. So, like, particularly the desert one that takes you to Swamp. And whatever she decided to do, she's coming back, so I don't know. Maybe she'll show us something interesting, because I don't see anyone in chat explaining like why she might be doing what she's doing. So I'm guessing nobody knows. But she does have the option of going to Trinex, and she could get lucky, and Trinex could have the hook shot, and that would make this simpler. Because right now, the only two things stopping her from completing this seed is she needs to kill Argus, kill Trinex, and get both of those crystals. Okay, so she's trying to set up on an exact pixel in this door. I don't know what this is going to accomplish if she does a YBA here, but well, she did a YBA. I don't know what the result is going to be. It looks like she's setting up for a second YBA. And she gets that one too. She's setting up a third YBA in this obnoxiously deep door. This is new to me. I don't know what she's doing right now. So wait, where was Samaria? Was that in the DM room? I missed that. Yeah, as runners in chat are pointing out, yeah, Samaria is definitely like the best item in the game, especially in this mode. There's so many things it lets you do. I think right now he's setting up. Yeah, he's setting up a glitch called Death Hole to Argus, and so once he does a North Samaria transition corruption in this door, he's gonna set up he's gonna die on the exact same frame that he falls in the pit that you can't see, by the way, but I assure you it's there. Okay, well, Akaelyne has reached the back of a swamp from the front door, doing some kind of triple YBA that I've never even seen or heard of. I'm very impressed. I didn't even know that was a thing. Like, I don't think it's easier than doing the thing from Desert, but it does save her the trouble of duping it later through Hera. So she's gonna kill Argus and collect the Swamp Crystal, whereas right now, DFS, doesn't get it. That's the hook shot is in Swamp, hook locked. Well, that's hilarious.
Alright, so this is your tracker speaking. That Samaria plus a bottle was there in Stolfos' room in GT. And very sad I had to go here, but I have a potential work emergency, so I'm not sure what we're going to do about that. But I do have to leave.
Oh, that's okay. Thank you for tracking as much as you did. And thank you for letting me know about the items. So, as I was saying, though, so DFS is, if he succeeds at this glitch... Oh, the other Ice Rod was on Argus. I was right. She should have just came here. Alright, so anyways, if DFS succeeds at this glitch, unfortunately he has failed again. He mistimed the bomb. He would be killing Argus in Desert State, which will only set the boss defeated flag. It won't give him the crystal. So he would have to later dupe it, which isn't that hard to do, but it is another step, which Akaelyne has already taken care of by doing Argus and Swamp State. That triple YBA was very interesting that she did. And also the hook shot being in the back of Swamp is pretty hilarious. Wish that they did have access to that through the Desert double YBA that I mentioned as well. It might be worth noting. Well, and DFS actually can do the same, use the same door to get back there as well, using an East Samaria if he knows how. You don't have to do the double YBA if you have Samaria. So, not having Samaria, Akaelyne is going to have to do a double YBA to get to Trinex, unless she knows how to hook push. Now, there is definitely a specific kind of hook push called a 0A stuck push that she could do to reach Trinex as well, but I'm not sure if she knows how to do that or not. And DFS is having a hard time with this death hole. So what you want to do when you set this up, I think I don't know if it's not because of the red mail, because the fact that he is dying means he has the correct amount of health, but what you want to do is after you corrupt the door and then get on the opposite side of the invisible hole, you need to stand on a correct pixel and then you do a bomb dash. You press A and Y on the same frame, bonk off the wall, and then sword buffer one time while you're walking up into the pit, and that sets up the frame perfect death. And he missed it that time. He was not standing on the correct pixel. Otherwise, the bomb would have hit him. This glitch takes advantage of what is commonly called getting 1.0'd, where you can take damage while you're falling into a pit. So doing the death hole triggers the fairy revival, and in this case, since for whatever reason, in combination with the corruption, if he had gotten the glitch, he would have been revived in the door that he did the corruption in, and he would have been able to run to the transition to the right, and it would have taken him directly to the boss's, to Argus's room, excuse me. But he didn't get it after several tries, which is extremely unfortunate, but it is a frame perfect trick, so if you don't know how to set it up precisely, yeah, it's probably just not going to happen. I'm guessing he doesn't know the pixel that you have to stand on to do it or something. Right now, we're getting the double YBA from Akaelyne. Wish I could say this name. Okay, so she gets the first YBA, which alters the room. So the standable terrain is not the terrain that's visible. She unfortunately takes a fall. Let's see if she... Yeah, I think she didn't dash down all the way, because you need to, like, scroll the screen once. So you'll wrap from the bottom to the top, and then you need to stop and then walk in like a reverse C shape, because the standable terrain is not visible at that point after the YBA. She's gonna give it another shot. I think she'll get it. So DFS back in Eastern. He has the bow and the big key. So this is just gonna be really simple. So Akaelyne setting up the TR climb. And she's gonna show us another mirror wrap. Okay, she's taking damage on purpose, because you have to be able to drink the potion to do the glitch. Well, I don't know, and she's bombing herself too, so... Either way. Okay, so accidentally walking through the door is a mistake that happens, but this is far less inconvenient when you have the mirror. DFS gets his fourth crystal? Yeah, fourth crystal. And Akaelyne is struggling a bit with this YBA. It happens. Especially almost an hour, 45 minutes in. Maybe the pressure of the clock is getting to you. That's unfortunate. Shit, she fell again. There's so many ways to fail this double YBA. I'm not even sure what all of them are. I just know the like a consistent movement that works for me. Either way, she's giving DFS some time. If he steps on the gas a little bit, he does have the items he needs to complete this seed. You know, TR would be a very easy quick clear for him right now. So he could do that. Mire, he can do Mire like the vanilla way as well if he wants to. I apologize if I'm missing anything right now. I was trying to get this tracker window open so I can attempt to, you know, fill in some of the gaps here. Okay, so Eastern is done for DFS. And Akaelyne is doing her mirror wrap again. Or the tracker could not acknowledge me clicking things. That is fine too. Okay. Meanwhile, DFS is going for the Death Hole Argus glitch again. Akaelyne, get... Oh no, she didn't get it. She walked through the door. So DFS bonks over the hole, and he's trying to get on the right pixel. I'm guessing he wasn't standing on the right pixel because he didn't get it again. I couldn't tell based on the way he was facing and with that particular spray. I couldn't tell you if he was positioned correctly, but I don't think so. Okay, so Akaelyne has wrapped the screen, which she needs to do. But fortunately has not correctly navigated the invisible floor. Which, this is very unfortunate, because she's so close to being done. This is definitely something I practiced a lot, because it's definitely not obvious where you have to walk. And, like, the only way you could know is just by looking at a map that shows you and practicing it. No, I'm not sure, but looking at DFS's setup, I think he might be 1 pixel too high. I'm not sure, though. Let's see. Yeah, he was 1 pixel too high, because he fell in the hole before the bomb blew up. The Akaelyne just needs to get this, because it's very fast to get to Aga 2 in this mode. She's very, very close to completing the seed. Probably just getting a little frustrated. Oh, he got the death hole. He just needs to not fall in another one of those invisible holes. Which he unfortunately did. Sorry if that's a comm curse, but this is just a somewhat difficult trick to learn. This is another one of those where you have to know where to walk. And it's worse in this case because the pits are invisible and you are also invisible. So I like to use dash dust or like a holding out the sword cue. So I know for this trick that DFS is doing. Okay, so she got the first part, so she needs to do a second YBA in this door. And this is a very high pressure YBA. And she's showing us why. If you walk through the door, it's failed. And if you drink the potion without walking through the door, it's also failed. Just because of the way the YBAs move the rooms and things around, you could see it's just a hole. Yeah, I've been told you can do a frame perfect mirror out. I guess that's what she did, or did she just save? No, that was a save and continue. My mistake. But yeah, if she has 2 potions, she can attempt this again. Okay, she gets the first part. Oh no, wow, that's unfortunate. Okay, apparently if you don't unlock the door, like the first time, the door is locked again, because she came in here with 2 keys, and now she has 0. Unless I'm wrong. Okay, she gets the second YBA, so she needs to fall in the hole, and then just walk up a little bit before she dashes. Oh no, no! Wait, how did that work? That is not the way I'm used to it. No, she's desynced. She can't do the fight. Yeah, there are so many ways to fail this trick. That is extremely unfortunate. See, you have to press up, because for whatever reason, you can't dash. If you dash down, or try to dash turn, which you can't do, it just results in a dash down. It just messes up the camera. As you saw, she was unable to interact with the boss sprite. So she's gonna give it another shot. DFS is showing a little frustration. I don't blame him. Yeah, both of these tricks these runners are struggling with are definitely things that I had to sit down and practice, because it's just not obvious how you have to do them. I had a couple like good guides and used the practice hack that helped me get this down, but it's definitely tricky when you're dealing with invisible holes and invisible standable terrain.
Alright, crisis averted. What'd I miss?
I tracked the EP crystal for DFS. I don't think they have collected any items or defeated any bosses since then. Thank you for returning, though. I'm glad you were able to resolve whatever you needed to.
No comment.
Well, good luck with then, and thank you for returning. Okay, that looked good this time. Akaelyne has successfully done her double YBA to Trinex. Pretty standard fight with the tempered sword. Meanwhile, DFS setting up his death hole again. Okay, Trinex is down for Akaelyne, and she has 7 crystals. So she may or may not have to buy another potion, which won't take that long. I think she has 3 res, so she doesn't want like a safety potion for Ganon. She can just use the last one to do a lava dive in Turtle Rock to get to Agatu. She has the big key, so it won't take that long. to get there. You would need 2 potions if you didn't have the big key, at least to my knowledge. I mean, technically she could set up a stuck push, but based on what she's showing us, I think she's not familiar with those glitches.
So do we not have?
But we have.
Do we not have Mire
Sorry, go.
done on DFS's side?
He was in Mire, but he did not do the boss. Or he was in Mire. I know. Actually, I don't remember. I know he was trying to get to Mire from Eastern, but failed at YBAs. I honestly couldn't tell you. I would have remembered him doing the boss though, because he didn't have Samaria until recently, and he's just been trying to do this death hole like the whole time, aside from the Eastern clear. He also did go back to ice, which didn't accomplish anything. I mean, he opened chests, but there was literally nothing hopeful there. Can't remember if you were there for that or not.
Yes, I did see the failed YBA to Cold Stare. I just saw his menu, so that's good enough. 4 crystals.
Okay, so Akaelyne's setting up the red YBA here that is going to take her directly to Agatu. See a nice colorful palette that is shown on the layout here for the No Logic tournament. That is the way the vanilla Link sprite looks at this fight, if you do that. There's some very friendly Agatu patterns for a fast fight. Okay, into the Ganon fight. Just a regular Ganon fight. No glitches to be seen here, unless you count the silver list. Which isn't really a glitch, I don't think. Looks like she's getting a nice setup for the 1-1. And gets it, and very nice. Both runners really getting the most out of that 500 rupee red mail. Well, DFS not so much. It's struggling with this death hole, but great for fighting Ganon.
Yeah,
It looks like he has it. He's just not. He's not sure where to walk, I think.
Yeah. So there are invisible holes that he has to dodge here. I think he's got it. There we go.
Okay, into his hookless Argus fight, which he has no idea the hook shot is in the waterfall chest and swamp, which is an amusing location.
Yeah, so the bow is on Sick Kid.
And meanwhile,
I don't think there's a known way to dupe Sick Kid, so no chance at silvers by duping at least.
Silvers are only good for doing stuck pushing with powder index. You don't need them for Ganon. The DFS is trying to get Argus into a position where the puffs will be off screen. And meanwhile, Akaelyne completes her seed. She's defeated Ganon. GG's in chat, please.
Yeah, so I think
Uh,
it's not possible to have Argus come to the bottom and despawn the puffs. I also think Akaelyne is French, and she will be doing her interview on the French race stream.
Akaelyne has finished with an official racetime.gg of 1:59:53. And that was an exciting race. She showed us some tech that I have never seen before. That triple YBA to the back of Swamp with no hook shot. Very interesting. And also, I think you were correct about DFS and the Argus fight. If you do the spin YBA, I think it doesn't matter which side that he's on. Because the camera is a little bit looser, but nonetheless, he gets the fight done. Oh, he has actually forfeited the race. I'm seeing that just now. I can't say I blame him. He has struggled on a lot of these tricks, and some of his plays didn't work out for him. So thank you for racing, though.
Yeah, we'll see about getting DFS in here for an interview.
Do you think Akaelyne will do an English interview afterwards, or does she not want to do that, or does she not speak English?
Yeah, she says, yeah, she says her English is not good enough, so she will do the French interview and not do one here. DFS says he is on his way.
Man, I'm trying to tell her GG, but the race time is so silly. Sometimes I have to like refresh before I can like send a message. Yeah.
See, I don't know if one of us is supposed to invite DFS in here. If so, I don't know how.
I don't know how either. Let me see. Let me look at some of the stuff here.
All right, so chat says the bot should do it, so not up to us.
Okay, thank you, chat, for that. Okay, we are joined by DFS.
Oh,
Hello, GG.
GG. That was a little rough at the end there with that death pull to Argus.
It was maybe a little.
It is a very precise trick.
Maybe a little rough in the middle there too. Maybe not happy about the Mire and bow.
The mirror and bow.
Yeah, what?
Trying to think. The mirror. Yeah, I saw the mirror and I'm like, oh, I guess I could go do. And then like I immediately save and quit, thinking I could do something. And I'm like, wait, no, I need to continue doing dungeons and start clearing stuff out. Yeah, that was a stupid save and quit up on the mountain there.
Yeah, I was wondering if you had saw the mirror the first time to the mountain, because I was just surprised that you didn't have it. Spec Rock is usually an early check, or the inside of Spec Rock, I should say.
Yeah, usually that is what I do. I usually go up there and look at the top of Spec Rock, and then I go inside, and then I do the Kiki skip. And I don't know why I didn't this time. I just did. I don't think I ever went in the front door of Spec Rock.
Yeah, it happens.
Pretty fun seed though.
So that was an interesting seed. So what we saw that you did not was Akaelyne. I couldn't figure out what she was doing at first, but she actually swamp stated like all of swamp without the hook shot. She did a triple YBA that I have never seen before to get to the back without using the hook shot, and then the hook shot was actually in the waterfall room.
Of course.
Yeah,
Yeah, I guess you
I
could
was
do that
saying
with
that she
two.
should double YBA. But,
Yeah, you could just do that with a double YBA
sorry.
or a door juke, I think, as well.
Well, the double YBA from Desert is common, and I thought most people were familiar with that. But she went to the left side of Swamp, not fully to the left side, but like one room left of the big chest, and then she did two east YBAs and then a north YBA, and then it took her to the back, and I believe she just like unflooded it and then went to the back.
Yeah, that makes sense. I know about that one. It never occurred to me to do that.
I didn't
Still
even
would've been a
know
good
that was
way.
a thing.
I just had it in my
Yeah, I
mind
was
that I had.
surprised that.
Sorry, I
Sorry,
was
go ahead.
gonna say it's just stuck in my mind that I had to do the Death Hole and then do the YVA to Eastern, not Eastern, sorry, Tower of Hera, to pick up the crystal, and I wasn't even thinking of different ways to actually finish that dungeon out.
Well, she never found Samaria, so I was surprised that she didn't do Argus from Desert. But the way she did definitely works. I just didn't know that it was a thing.
Mm.
Um, so I'm curious, do you know the East Samaria or the double YBA to get to Swamp from Desert? Not that you needed it because you were in go
I
mode, but I'm just curious.
I have tried it, especially the double YBA. I've seen it done quite a few times, and I thought I've known it, like, but every time I try to do it, I always mess up the second one. So I typically end up just doing a door juke there. But yeah, that wouldn't have really
I
helped too
prefer the
much
East
this time.
Samaria. Oh yeah, you were definitely in go mode by that point, but I was just curious because I mean the hook shot might have been helpful, but I guess not really at that point. It would have helped with the Argus fight if nothing else, but yeah, you were definitely in go mode because you both got the ice rod in the GT big chest, but what you didn't, or no, you did see because you found out the second ice rod was on Argus, which
Right.
is
Yep.
kind of amusing. Um,
Yeah, this is gonna
Haiku
take us
type,
into
do you have
Game
any
3 then.
questions?
Oh, sorry.
I was just going to ask Haiku type if he has any questions from that you could think of from watching the race.
No, I mean, we were wondering about, I guess, the plays to Ice Palace over GT.
I was in ice, and I'm just like, what am I doing here? I need to be in GT. And that was like in my mind the entire time. And I'm like, you know what? I'm here. It's a green pendant. It's not great, but at least it's one additional item. And then when I think I failed or died along the way, I'm just like, you know what? I wanted to go to GT anyway. Let's go to GT. So failed on that. And
Yeah, I was like screaming for you not to go back to ice because Akaelyne actually cleared out ice except for the boss, and then she left. So we knew that there was nothing there unless Cold Stare or the Green Pendant had something. And I mean, we pretty much saw all the helpful items except for maybe the fourth bottle. So there really wasn't. I mean, we didn't know it at the time, but you did show us the Samaria and the hammer, and then we saw the hook shot on her side. So there was not much that could have been there that was helpful, but I
yeah,
mean,
I was still looking for the
of
hook
course you
shot
can't know that at the time.
because if I could find the hook shot or Canis Samaria, then I could start doing the glitches. So at the time, I was just looking for anything. And unfortunately, I just went to the least dense area.
I mean, sometimes you got to make a play. It could have worked out for you if there had been something there and she didn't go there. You never know.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know. I guess I'm just curious. Have you ever tried doing the Death Hole Argus in the practice hack with the show STC pits option on? Because that helped me definitely, and there's a guide on the wiki as well. Because I definitely struggled with it at first when I was doing it as well.
Yeah, I have done it in the practice hack quite a few times, and it was something that, like, I thought I had down. I thought I had it pretty well memorized. But then, get into a race on restream, and nerves kind of got to me, I guess, and I just kept missing the pixel every single time. Got it once, and I'm like, yes, I got it, and then I just fell into a pit. And I'm like, no, you need to go down first. But
Yeah, it happens. Akaelyne was struggling with her double YB to Trinex quite a bit as well, at like around the same time. So yeah, I
yeah,
mean, it definitely happens. This stuff is not easy to learn.
when I saw that ice rod, I'm like, all right, if it comes down to it, I'm just gonna hover GT. Like it's a tough hover, but if that's what I have, that's what I have. But I still knew I needed the Cane of Samaria from Mire, unless I was going to start duping or somehow getting through the other requirement. So I'm like, I either need Cane of Samaria or Hookshot. But
Oh, really? I see. That didn't even occur to me that I thought you were just gonna do the YBA followed by the spin YBA to get to Vidi.
to Vidi? Okay.
Yeah, so you know the hourglass room that has the large yellow spike in it in
Yeah,
Mire?
Fishbone Room. Fishbone Room?
No, the one below the fishbone
Oh,
room,
okay, yeah, that one.
actually. So if you do a West YBA, I always do a red. Because I'm not sure if you probably can use a green as well, but it will heal you, so you don't want to do that. So you do a red West YBA, and then I select buffer back out of the door a couple frames, and then um, sorry, I'm getting a thing to. We only have a few minutes left, but
Sure.
he says 5 minutes. So yeah, I just want to explain this to you really quick. So if you buffer out of the door for a couple frames, and then you enter the door after doing the YPA, and then you're in Castle Tower, and you need a key to do this, and then you do a north spin green YBA or red if you want the VRAM.
Mm-hmm.
Or you can do a spin mirror door from the Circle of Pots room in Castle Tower, and you can get to Vitreous that way, and you'll still be
Right.
in Mire State if you are in Mire State already. So just so you know, in the future, like that is an option available to you if you want to, check it out.
Yeah, I have to go back into the practice hack and practice a lot of these glitches.
Yeah, yeah. I just wanted to, make you aware of your options if. So, do you have any other thoughts about this seed or about the tournament right now?
No, but we are going into game 3 now, so I don't know when that's going to happen. We haven't scheduled it yet, but yeah, it's been a lot of
Oh, it
fun.
is.
It's been a lot of fun learning these new glitches and stuff.
I'm sorry, I'm an idiot. I didn't realize that you were up one game already. Congrats on that. I was just focusing on the race at hand. I didn't realize that this was already a game two.
Mm-hmm.
Well, so good luck for game three then.
Well, thanks.
Yeah, no problem. All right, so I guess we'll just wrap this up then. Thank you for tracking and helping out, Haiku Type. Thank you for racing, DFS. Speed Gaming, thank you for watching. Drossi, thanks for, I believe you were restreaming and helping out. Or
Yeah, it was Drossi.
and thanks to anyone that helped. Go ahead.
Yeah, so we're done for the night for No Logic, but tomorrow there are 2 games. There's Krebel versus Checkshuman at 8 p.m. and then at midnight it is Tam versus Purdy Wong. Those don't have channels yet, but they're both tomorrow night.
All right. Thanks for watching, everyone. See you next race.
Good night, everybody.